Hi guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Secretarian channel vlog today. Today's video I'll be discussing what I would do in my new role actually. So in my previous video, which I will link in the description below, I was discussing how I left my corporate job during COVID-19. And so I have a new job, and so I'm here to discuss what I do in my new role. Yay! So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. But before that, if you are new to my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. Typically, I discuss business casual fashion, I discuss professionalism, and I just kind of bring you in on a day-to-day basis. Not day-to-day basis, but typical things that a young millennial woman would do in her professional career. So if you care to see more, definitely like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, now let's get into it. So in my new role as an imaging admin assistant, I am working specifically in MRI. So for those of you who don't know, most of my admin experience and most of my experience in general is within healthcare, specifically radiology. So imaging, MRI, it's right in that umbrella. It's actually one of the modalities in radiology. So now I'm just kind of more specified, if you will, like I have a niche now versus just all of radiology. So on a typical day, I am usually in a patient's chart where I'm looking up orders, viewing previous encounters. Excuse me. I'm also scheduling patients, so I will be actively calling patients on a day-to-day basis as well. Also, any other things that my boss may need, sometimes that can consist of something quick, or it can be a 2-week prolonged project. First of all, I'm scheduling things for MRI. So any exams, that could be imaging of shoulders, lumbar spines, cervical spines, thoracic spines, legs, ankles, hips. Scheduling arthrograms, which is a procedure where there is an injection first into the joint and then the imaging afterwards. The injection is just like basically contrast. So when I'm scheduling patients, whether it be for the arthrogram, well, I'll just start with the imaging first. When I'm scheduling patients, I'm scheduling patients at multiple facilities. So we have quite a few facilities, and some are not just in the Atlanta region. So think of it as calendar management for 6 locations, but you're scheduling patients and not, whereas in my previous role, I was kind of more so, I would say it's more towards staffing versus scheduling of patients. So it's kind of, it's different in the sense that staffing is, typically a shift versus scheduling could be any time frame of the day. Typically the time frames range between either 30 minutes or an hour, or, depending on how many exams the patient is having. So it's not that much like math that has to go into it. Either you're scheduling at an hour block or a half an hour block, depending on the exams. And then also you're coordinating the physicians with each patient, depending on who the patient is seeing, which provider they saw, and just to kind of make sure that they're following up with that provider. So kind of making sure that the provider and the patient schedule are not conflicting, as well as the imaging schedule isn't conflicting as well. So there's a little bit of calendar management, if you will, I guess, that kind of goes involved in this role. I will say that it's really different in the sense that before I didn't have that much interaction with patients as I do now, because again, I mostly worked with the directors or management personnel, and I kind of just had daily tasks of things to do, reports to submit quarterly and things of that sort. But this time around, in this specific role rather, I am definitely talking more with patients more than I did in my previous role. So I'd say probably about definitely 50% more. I'd say 50% of my job is speaking with patients versus in my previous role. I was able to travel when I first began this position, only because the coordinator that I work with and that I kind of fill in for, she is based out of another location. So I was able to travel, which was new for me. And given I do have previous experience with expensing, but you know, having like an allowance to kind of go by for like meals and stuff like that. I never had to stay like overnight at a place before, so all that was new to me. So my daily duties again consist of scheduling patients, a lot to do with spreadsheets. It's not so much data entry, it's more like analytical work, more like not so much data entry. It's not so much data entry. It is data entry, but it's more so working with teams for like analysis purposes, I guess, more so. I work a lot with case managers because most of the patients that we deal with are like not accident prone, but like have suffered from car accidents. So that's kind of why like we're working with case managers, because you know they've sought like legal help to help them battle with this. So and some of those things have to be approved. So I'll say again, in my previous role I had there, whereas it's a lot different because whereas in my previous role it was a corporate job, so we had kind of departments for basically all those things that now I have to do on my own or coordinate with on my own, coordinate with case managers, coordinators, in other locations on my own, which I'm grateful for the learning experience, honestly. This job specifically, you have to be very thorough. There is a lot of, follow through that is needed, a certain amount of follow through that is needed to be able to do this job. You have to be able to communicate, and notate what the conversations that you had with patients were. That part is kind of similar to, I guess, maybe like call center work, which again is new to me as an admin. I worked briefly with call center out of college, but not really one of my, I don't want to say proudest moments, but it's not really what I enjoy doing, honestly. But I think what helps me specifically in this role is that I have a previous background in healthcare, especially in terminology when it comes down to radiology specifically, and that I'm able to, address their concerns. Obviously, I don't kind of step in because I'm not clinical, but I'm able to talk the talk in the jargon, and I understand what is being said, what people are communicating, without them having to break it down in such a childlike way. And sometimes patients don't necessarily know what it is that they need. So I'm able to, having that previous imaging experience or background allows me to really get up to speed when it comes to maneuvering and reading through reports and notes, and knowing what exams mean what. So because this position is kind of new for me, I'm still getting acclimated. The systems are a bit different from the systems that I'm accustomed to already. The charting specifically is different, but that's okay. Once you kind of learn how to navigate it, it's not that hard, honestly. Again, 50% of my job, I'd say, it's probably dealing with scheduling patients and all the work that kind of goes with that, whether it be like coordinating with case managers or leaving notes, going through progress notes, making sure I'm reading the orders, and making sure that patients need to be approved or are approved if they need to be, kind of following up to it. Basically, I'd say everything that kind of leads up to actually getting the patient scheduled as well. Like, so that whole coordination that goes behind the scenes, if you will, for that. And then also making like templates for my supervisor. He, for accountability purposes, as far as staffing goes. So I know also some credentialing they need help with that. And so, because I'm still kind of new, I'm still kind of going along with it, but I'd say that I'm probably maybe like a month in at this point, and I'd say that I kind of got the hang of things so far. But of course, as the role develops more, I know that there will be more projects coming my way. And because obviously that this private company is growing, I know I can expect more duties. So guys, I know, I feel like I hyped it up so much, but honestly, the role it's pretty cool. It's new. And so because it's new, I'm still trying to learn more, and I'm comfortable where I'm at as far as the ability to do it. It's just at this point, I'm still continuing to grow. So you know what, guys, if you're wanting a follow-up video, maybe 6 months down the road, to see where I'm at and any new duties that I've taken on, because I remember in my previous role, the job description said X, Y, and Z, and then you find out you have to do X, Y, and Z, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So the role really is a ever-changing role, and honestly, that's kind of the world of admin. You just have to go with the flow, changing, as needs change. And honestly, I'm used to that already because of the fact that I was an admin. The only difference is that the atmosphere is different, and the company is smaller, which means I have more to do and not so much to outsource to a different department. So and I'm grateful for that, because that means now I get to learn all the to see all the moving parts, to see what actually, how we get to the final product. So guys, if you would love to see a follow-up video, let me know in the comments below. I hope that for any, I hope that for any admins, especially if you're in the healthcare industry, you know, this was able to provide a little bit of insight. Of course, I can't like go into specifics because obviously I don't want to get fired from my new job, just in case someone just so happens to see this. But you know, obviously for you know, privacy and HIPAA purposes, you know, I'm not trying to identify obviously patients' individual needs. And even if I was, I mean, I would never say their name and like their date of birth or anything like that. But, you know, just there are certain things that I don't necessarily feel that I need to go in full detail with. All you guys kind of need to know is mostly like my duties. So, and I said that. So, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Hopefully I can give you a little bit more insight as I further develop in this role. I do expect that I will be given more duties, and so there will be more stories to come, I'm sure. So if you haven't already, definitely like, comment, and subscribe. If you like this video, if you like these types of kind of chit chat videos, then definitely let me know. Or if you have any ideas or any, you know, questions, especially from my healthcare professionals. If you have any like ideas or maybe topics that you'd like to submit, definitely let me know in the comments below. Guys, as always, you can follow me on Instagram at _secretarian. You can connect with me via Gmail. Send me an email, guys, at thesecretarian@gmail.com. And then obviously, guys, go visit my blog site. I don't even know, like, I feel like I never like name dropped my blog site, but it's the Secretarian at, it's www.thesecretarian.com. But I mean, I was doing that before I was even doing YouTube. So a lot of things that you may want to know about me, like my previous experiences or my history, how I got promoted up, how I kind of basically worked my way up, you know, those stories and like previous fashion, business casual fashion, or like versatile type of things. I don't know why I said like that, versatile. I'm so country. But versatile, you know, versatile. I try to have like some versatile topics, you know, lifestyle, business casual, fashion, and you know, obviously professionalism. So definitely go check out thesecretarian.com, because that's where all the gems are, guys. That's where all the hidden gems are. So until next time, I will see you all later. And yeah, thank you so much for always tuning in and support. There will be more to come. Again, if you want to see like, you know, more videos, or, well, I'm going to be doing more videos, but if you want to see like, if you want to kind of submit topics, if you have questions for anybody who ever wonder like, what is it like in the healthcare, or like, how do you deal with this type of scenario? Have you ever been in X, Y, and Z scenario? How is it working with doctors, or how is it working with techs? How is it working with, how is it dealing with like political company politics? You know, just let me know, guys. I will be more than happy to answer any questions, provide any guidance that I can to any admins, aspiring admins out there. It really is a fulfilling job, but you have to be really willing to serve. And the best leaders were once servers. So in more than one way, your girl was a server. So until next time, guys, be easy, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.